Well, Ange, thank you very much for joining us in Melbourne as we now reveal your 23-man squad for the Asian Cup. In general terms, talk us through it.
Well, look, obviously it's been almost 6 months in the making since the World Cup, and you know, we've had a series of games where there's been some pretty clear objectives, particularly in terms of broadening the pool and seeing whether we could get some better balance in the squad and some more depth. So, you know, in the end, in the wash-up, I'm pretty pleased with the 23 we've ended up with. There's a good combination of the core of the group that went to the World Cup, so there's some experience there, but also sprinkling of guys who hopefully will add to the squad we took to the World Cup.
Now, two of those new faces, Terry Antonis and Nathan Burns, in tremendous form domestically. How much of an impact could they potentially have on this Asian Cup?
Oh, look, they're in good form, as you said, in good condition, so it's great. And they're probably two guys who, we were pretty keen to get in previous to the Asia Cup, but through circumstances, we weren't able to get them in. But their A-League form is really strong. They're both guys who I think will fit into the style of football we want to play. And as I said, I'm sure they'll come in to the camp, even though this will be their first sort of experience in it. Full of confidence and buoyed by everything that's happened.
Now, to the tournament itself, under 3 weeks away now, and by my reckoning, by my count, some 5 years, 15 matches since Australia have lost a match at home, and with respect, that was with an experimental lineup against Kuwait in an Asian Cup qualifier. How much of a benefit will it be to your team to be playing at home?
Oh, look, hopefully an enormous benefit. I mean, that's, I've said that all along. We've made it pretty tough for this, for the majority of these players by continually giving them difficult and challenging tasks, and all of them away from home, bar a couple of games. So I'm sure that playing at home in front of our own supporters in conditions that they're familiar with and they like, playing in front of family and friends, it'll give them an enormous boost. And I'm certainly hoping that's one of our strengths going into this tournament, and one of the reasons why I've kind of shielded the players from those sort of comforts up until we're going to really need it, and that is during the tournament.
And now, one of the unique challenges that you'll face at this tournament is that at this time of year, members of your playing group are at very different stages of their domestic seasons. Some have played a lot of matches coming into the tournament, some won't have played for up to a month. Are you comfortable with how your squad is physically preparing for what is going to be a gruelling schedule here?
Oh yeah, look, we've made sure that from a long way out we're well managed in terms of the individual progress of the players, and we're doing a lot of work even prior to getting to camp. Most of our work has been done prior to getting to camp to make sure that everyone who's in contention, regardless of their finish date, as we're keeping tabs on a daily basis and making sure that when they come into camp they're in the best possible conditions. It is a challenge, but that's not just a challenge for us, it's a challenge for all the nations, I guess. And from our perspective, we're pretty comfortable with this group we've got, that they'll all be available and, more importantly, capable of playing out the whole tournament.
And just finally, Ange, lastly, how will you manage the very different public expectations for this tournament compared to the World Cup 6 months ago, where Australia perhaps weren't so much expected to go deep into the tournament as they are in January?
Oh look, I don't think I've ever tried to control public expectation. I think public expectation is what it is, and it should be allowed to be that way. But the one expectation that hasn't changed is for us internally, and we certainly went to the World Cup with pretty lofty ambitions in terms of how we wanted to play and the results we wanted to get. So, we achieved some things, we failed in others, and the expectations going into this tournament will be exactly the same. We're going to be ambitious in our intent to play the style of football we think is going to be successful for us in January and beyond, and more importantly, there's a tournament to be won. So, from our perspective, nothing really changes. As I said, the public expectation should be what it is.
Well, Ange, we wish you and your team all the very best for the Asian Cup. Thank you for joining us in Melbourne today.
Thank you, Ben.